And breaking right now at 11, we've just learned that the manhunt is over for a gunman police believe killed 2 people in northern Newaygo County. The suspect has been found dead. His victims are his wife and son.
Take a look at where this is happening. It's about 90 minutes north of Grand Rapids, just off 17-mile road between White Cloud and Baldwin.
Now we have live team coverage. Let's begin with 24-hour News 8's Ryan Takeo. Ryan, what have you learned?
Well, just within the past 5 minutes, we learned from the undersheriff here of Newaygo County that this is a suspected double murder suicide, and that just within the last couple of hours that the police and a robot from MSP did find Charles Mark Hoover. And where did you find him?
Mr. Hoover was located by the robot at the top of a stairway in the main residence.
Now, as far as the timeline, you've put a lot of resources into this. Tell us how tense the situation was and what kind of resources that you and MSP put in.
Well, it was very tense. As you know, we weren't sure that he was even in the residence, and again, our concern was for the neighborhood, for the people in the neighborhood, and you know, that's why we put out information to the media as well as through our City Watch notification system. You know, the whole situation is very unfortunate. It's very tragic that it ended this way, but we're just glad that nobody else got hurt.
When it comes to the family and notifying the family, you weren't really able to do that as much. The wife and his son are the victims here. The balance of notifying the public and notifying family, how tough was that here?
It's very difficult. What you've got to realize is we have all of our resources tied up here in trying to piece this together as well as locate the suspect. And in the meantime, we're trying to get officers out to family members to try to notify them before they do see it on the media.
Now, when it comes to, you know, we're going to hear Heather's story in a little bit about some people said he claimed to be a prophet. Some people, I mean, is there any kind of, any answers as to why this might have happened?
Not at this point. There's a lot of speculation, a lot of rumors, but until we've conducted our investigation tonight, we're not going to speculate until we have some answers.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Undersheriff Brian Boyd from Newaygo County. We're going to bring in Heather Walker right here, who talked to some neighbors and also to some of his friends, his best friend.
His best friend. He says, yeah, his friend actually from high school. And friends and neighbors that I spoke to say that he was strange, but very peaceful, the opposite of violent, and learning that he's dead tonight, a big surprise.
You know, there's different people around, and I just figured he was one of them, and he's not somebody I would hang out with or communicate with or anything.
Brandon Rocky is Mark's neighbor. He worked on his pickup a few months ago.
Every time I went over there, he just wanted to preach to me, and I just kind of stayed away.
He says Mark told him he was getting ready for the end of the world, stocking thousands of canned goods.
And he was confident that he would be saved and that he would make it, and most everybody else wouldn't because of his relationship with God.
Someone said that he thinks he's a prophet.
That's what, you know, no, he's not.
Has he ever said that to you before?
He says people have claimed that he is, but he's never proclaimed himself as one.
This man says he's Mark's best friend. The two met at Creston High School in Grand Rapids. He only wanted to be identified as Bob, and says although they were close, he hasn't talked to Mark in about 2 years, but he did run into his wife recently.
I just saw his wife a month or so ago, and they were redoing their kitchen. I saw her at Menards, and they seemed like they were happy, you know, so I don't know what's going on.
That's what the undersheriff and his crew are trying to figure out right now. Once again, Charles Mark Hoover is dead. He was found dead in his home tonight. Live in Newaygo County, Heather Walker, 24-hour News 8.
Heather, thank you. Late tonight, I talked on the phone with a neighbor who actually witnessed some of what unfolded there, including the discovery of one of the victims. Randy Smith says that he heard 2 gunshots and then saw several police vehicles speeding onto Hoover's property. Listen to what he saw next.
We were watching out the windows. I had my binoculars. Well, we watched they had we'll say SWAT team go down through there in a Hummer, and they were on the one side. Well, they got down by the vehicle, and I didn't see them pull the body out per se myself, but we seen them drag it up to the edge of the private road there, and they looked at it for a few minutes, and then they drug it back out of the road, and I could tell by looking at him through my binoculars that, as white as he was, that he was dead.
Now, Hoover has connections to the Grand Rapids area. He went to Creston High. He also has appeared to own an art gallery on Eastern Avenue until recently. He has family members who live in the Metro Grand Rapids area. They did not want to talk to us tonight. Now, once again, Charles Mark Hoover has been found dead. Police tell us he killed his wife and adult son. We are still working to learn more about what exactly happened. Of course, we'll bring any new developments tomorrow morning on Daybreak.